Yeah. What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? It's been a minute. I apologize. I was under the weather for about a week, and, and last week I was kind of had lingering coughs and runny nose, so I didn't want to make videos with that going on. It wasn't COVID. I took a test. Felt like I was taking a pregnancy test, but yeah, took a test. Came out negative. Yay me. So it was just a normal cold. It's all I got is like a little tickle in my throat, but that's because there's cold air outside, so that's gonna happen. So on with the video making again. So this video is gonna be a different video. This is gonna be a personal video, but there's gonna be meaning behind it. Meanings. I'm gonna open a forbidden door. I had mentioned in past videos that I was never gonna talk about my parents because that's the past, and I didn't want to bring to light the past, right? But today's a special day. I've been thinking about it all day and whether I want to make this video or not, and I feel like I should make this video because what I'm about to talk about, the person I'm about to talk about, is the reason why I'm able to make these videos. The main reason why I make these videos. Alright. So I'm going to talk about my father. Today is his birthday. He's 65 years old. Alright. So as I was thinking about making this video, I started listening to old songs and that he used to listen to, and it made me think. It made me go back in time, and it made me reflect on everything at a open-minded point of view, mindset. Meaning there was no, I didn't have the animosity. I didn't have, the the just the hate. I won't say the word hate, but it's there. The hate, the the, the bullshit that I felt was undeserved. Right. So we've all had people in our lives that we've looked up to. People that, whether it was a parent, it was a relative like an aunt or uncle, grandparent, maybe you're a best friend's parent, whatever, just somebody that we looked up to, and you did everything you could to gain their appreciation, gain their, get that pat on the back, so to speak, right? So as I was sitting, thinking, listening to music, stuff like that, I reflected on everything. I reflected on the negatives and the positives. The negatives, when it comes to my father, is very judgmental. He's very pessimistic, meaning, it's, him versus the world. Everybody's against him. He's very, he likes to bully his point. Meaning if you don't agree with his point, even though you have valid points, he'll wear you down by going around in circles and, just to get him to stop talking, you just agree. Alright? That's what he does. Trust me. There's times I spent 8 hours sitting across from him and him lecturing me on, I did the stupidest thing that would take about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to, make me realize I did wrong and never do it again, stuff like that. Something like that would turn to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours sitting across from him telling stories about his life, this, that, and other thing, until you're time's also fucking crying, or it's fucking bedtime. I got school the next morning, whatever. Just like, okay, I get it. Even in adulthood, when when I sit across from him and we get into arguments, stuff like that, but as an adult though, he tried to be louder. Like he'd try to use his voice to make his point, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell it. So what I'm trying to say is this: he wasn't a very pessimistic. He was a very pessimistic person. He was very, he bullied point. He had his way. Nothing was ever good enough. You know, women were more important when I was younger. And with my mom not around and stuff like that, that's all I had. Because like I said, I'm opening this door. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to show you why I think the way I do and why I am the way I am. Right? And to think that despite all that mess, I've come out somewhat unscathed. So my mom was my world and stuff like that, but when she decided to, because she hated my dad, she hated me. So she picked me over my sister, pitted my sister against I, stuff like that, and my sister and I don't see eye to eye. Tried, it's never gonna happen. In my eyes, my sister my sister is a scaredy cat. She's afraid. She's a wimp. I say this because when she graduated high school, she didn't know how to fit into the world, and her only answer to deal with it was to run away to California. All right. She ran away to California, knowing that when she came back to Michigan, she'd get the red carpet and everybody like loving her, stuff like that. Then she'd go back to California and just live that fucking life. Is what it is. That's her business. I don't care. Me, because after she was born, I was forgotten. I was just a castaway. Whatever. But like I said, my mom was my world. When that happened, all I had was my dad. Like I said, my dad's not the greatest. But name me somebody who is great. Name me a father that, even though he didn't have the best parental, role model, that he did his best, that he did what he could to make ends meet. So I know I've told a story about the layaway. So if you want to hear that story, I forget which video it is. Find it, and it's a good story, and it did teach me a lot. But, this guy, no matter what he did, he couldn't win, because my mom would always take from him. So whenever he got a good job, she'd let my sister come spend the night, have my sister get the info. When it was time to pick my sister up, question my sister, and my sister said, "Hey, yeah, Dad got a better job, blah blah blah." And if my dad happened to mention his wage to my sister told my mom, which in turn off the fucking front of the court to get more fucking child support. So we were poor, had nothing, and that's where I learned life lessons. That's where subconsciously I started absorbing all this information. You know, he would sacrifice his hunger to make sure I ate, and I was a fucking fat shit. I didn't need to eat. I could have survived a week without eating and been okay. That's how fat I was. But he gave that up. He gave up, money for a bill because my mom promised to take me to the fair, but she was playing games and didn't want to pay for me. So my dad gave money out of the bills to make sure that I was able to enjoy the fair like I was promised by my mom. See what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is you always got to find the bright light on everything, right? You could be mad at someone, you could hate them, you could, you know, they could have done something to you that was so despicable that, you never want to think, talk about that person ever again. But if that person messed up to you in some way, whether a good friend or, a family member, remember the good times. Remember what they enlighten you with, right? Those people are hard to find. We're in a world now where everybody's negative. Everybody, all they see is bullshit and believe bullshit. Nobody no longer digs deeper, asks why. And this man taught me the whys, the what ifs, to constantly challenge my mind. He would always tell me, you got so much potential, you're so smart, how come you can't, how come you act this way? Why do you do these things? Right? And I'd always be in trouble. I would always, do stupid shit. But because I wanted my independence so bad, and because I was able to get whatever I want from anybody, just by a simple, hey, how you doing? I never learned my lesson, right? I think about this, and I've been thinking about this for, let me see, 2018, so 4 years, gonna be 4 years. It's 4 years. 4 years. 4 years ago, my dad and I got in an argument, and I kicked him out of my life. I was like, I don't need you. Get out. And he was like, are you sure you want to do this? Because if you kick me out, I'm never coming back. I'm like, go. And that was it. I talked to him maybe one time, and that's when he dropped off my wallet. And I saw him one other time at a grocery store. And we just nodded heads. Right? But before that, he was always there despite what anybody said. People were saying, Richard's too old for this bullshit. Why you baby him? Why you do this? Why you do that? Right? And in my mind, I was like, hey man, remember you and I fucking went through some bullshit. These motherfuckers are trying to tear us apart. That's what I was thinking. Right? But in the past 4 years, I got him out of my life, and my life changed for the better. Mostly because I believed in myself. I had no other choice but to believe in myself. Right? I did everything I could. Prior to that, I did everything I could to win this man's respect. His, like I said earlier in this video, the pat on the back, the hey, good job, son, I'm proud of you. He would, in the past, say I'm proud of you, stuff like that. When I do MMA, he'd put up my gear, my sponsor stuff, whatever. Anything I did, he'd have. But I never felt it was good. Even like when it came to work, when I was moving up in Applebee's, stuff like that. In my mind, I felt like he wasn't proud of me for doing what I did. So I just kept on. I just kept on going and going. I just kept on trying to impress him, along with other people in my family. But when him and I went our separate ways, and I started accomplishing things that were I thought were out of my reach, the first thing came to my mind was like, that's what I needed. I need to get his negativity out of my life, right? That's why I focused. I was so angry. What I didn't realize was what got me to those places was the things he taught me. Careful, all this person. Close your eyes and listen to how a person talks. You can tell when a person's lying. Watch his body language. You know, always be aware of things. Always think ahead. One example he gave me was, you know, what would you do if you were driving a semi truck and you have all this weight? You're coming over a hill and you see a kid, you know, running after a ball. What do you do? And I'm like, well, you hit the brakes. And you go like, well, you can't because you're carrying all that weight. It takes a long time for a vehicle to stop because of that weight. So what do you do? I was like, well, I don't know. It was like, you slow down. As you come up the hill, you slow down, and, you know, just in case, because you never know. And so that's where the whole listening and paying attention came in, which gave me the promotion from dishwasher to cook in 3 months. Those were the lessons that helped me succeed, to achieve all that, right? Be on the radio, be on TV, be a poster boy for restaurants. It was just paying attention, thinking ahead. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys about life. Like, you come across people that will change your life one way or another. A parent's job is to change the perspective of a child's life. A parent goes through life, right? Good or bad. The parent's job is to make sure that the child does better in life than they did, right? So how you do that, you change the perspective of the child, right? So if your parents didn't spend time with you and you hated that, you spend time with the child, you do things, you go out, whatever. At the same time, if your parents sat you down, had a chat, you know, had a game night, or, you know, just went for a walk, looked at the stars and said, hey, what if this happened, what would you do? That changed perspective, and now you're making that child think, now you're making that person think. You're making that person like, oh, okay, I didn't see it that way. Those are people you got to hang on to. Those are people that, you know, change your life, right? Am I still angry? Yeah, I'm still angry. But the anger comes from shallowness. What I should be doing is saying thank you. Thank you for giving me the tools I needed to succeed. Thank you for giving me the tools to help me make my children better. Right? Because my goal is to do better than my father. It's like I make sure I tell my kids, your goal should be to do better than me. But for them to do better than me, I have to come up with a better way for them. Meaning, if my dad set the bar here, I gotta set the bar here. Which means my children have to hit this bar and go above that. But they can't go above that unless I help them understand how things work so they can go above that. I gotta give them perspective. I gotta give them knowledge. I gotta give them the tools that work for me. Just like the tools I try to give you guys. I'm not saying my way is the right way. I'm not saying, I'm the no end all be all, know all everything. What I'm saying is these are things you have to look out for. Look at the consistencies of everything that's happened. Look at the consistencies I've given you. Then go to other YouTube personalities that do motivation. What are they talking about? Where did they come from? What's their story? Is there a consistency there? Is there a pattern? Pattern is this. Hard times equals grind. Grind then turns into achieving goals. Achieving goals turns into generational change. Generational change turns into eternal change. Meaning every generation after that will continue to succeed. And all it started was one person changed perspective. Does that make sense? I know I can be long-winded sometimes, but you have to understand, it's serious. It's serious out here. You don't have to make the paper. You don't have to be on the radio. You don't have to do this and that. The success is just being a better person. The success is planting a seed in somebody's mind to make them grow. The success is seeing your children, follow their dreams. Not your dreams. Follow their dreams, their passions. Encourage it. Learn together and show them the way. And if you're like me, be married for 3 months, but yet have your wife, who has your last name, win the one and only award she has won ever because of your last name. I'm not going to brag, I'm just saying. It's happened. She got third place though, so it is what it is. But at least you won something. But my last name is on there. But seriously though, perspective. Like I said, will him and I ever be in the same room again? Probably not. It is what it is. But nonetheless, bottom line, when everything is all stripped away, the money, the media, the job, the roof over the head, the food in the fucking pantry, the clean clothes, you strip that all away. The cars, you strip it all away. What do you got left? You got your roots. Roots? Is that right? Roots or roots? How you say it? Roots. Where you come from. What made you grow into the person you are. And instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive. Feed off the positive. I guarantee you, everything you put your mind to, you will succeed at. You want to be a better parent? Be positive. You want to be a better worker? You want to be a better employee? Be positive. If you're a boss, you want to be a better boss? Be positive. Be that person that people are drawn to. And you will win. Perspective. Like I said, as I open the forbidden door, I've talked about my father. So I'll give you a little tidbit about my mom. Right? And this will be the only time I talk about her. She is garbage. Bottom line garbage. The only thing she did great in life was give birth to me. That is it. That is it. Yeah, she had my sister, my stepsister, or my half sister. Those are byproducts. Right? That's like having Pepsi here. Then you got fucking Diet Pepsi. Then Pepsi sugar free. The other two are kind of bland, but the real taste is right here. The real brand is right here. And that's not bragging. That's not arrogance. That's fact. She was my world for the longest time, but she chose to erase me from her life, her memory. As far as she's concerned, she only has 2 kids. Me, I'm nothing. I'm garbage. And that's fine. I harbored the anger for a long time. But there's a time where you're just like, you know what? It is what it is. I know she reads the paper. I know she listens to the radio. Yeah, I did that. I know she's seen TV. Yeah, that's me. And you chose to kick me out of your life. You chose to kick your grandchildren out of your life. Use them as, oh, I love them so much, but not give 2 shits about them. That's her. Do I hate women? No. But subconsciously, I was angry at women. I always had that phrase, if my mom didn't want me, why would any other woman want me? I was giving my mom too much power. I let that go. I see it as this. If somebody truly wants to be with me, they'll be with me. They'll accept me for who I am. I'm always growing. I'm always helping people grow, learn when they come to me for advice. I apologize this is long, but I'm trying to get a point across. I don't care if nobody hears this. I don't care if the subscribers I have hear this. All I care about is one person. If one person can take away what I'm trying to say here, that's a victory. I'm not trying to be a boohoo moment. I'm telling you this is real life. These are real stories. We all have them. And we can't be ashamed of them. I said in my very first video, in order to grow, you have to dissect yourself to the fucking nth degree. Bare minimum. If you truly want to fucking grow up as a person, you really want to succeed in life, you have to get rid of the cycles. And this is me showing you that I've done that. That I have broken myself down as far as I can go. And being honest. Being honest about why I am the way I am. I can easily say, oh, I blame him, I blame her, and that's their fault. No. It's my fault because I let them have the power. And because I let them have the power, it affected relationships, it affected friendships. Great friendships. I let that happen because my mind was weak. And that's been trying to tell you all in these videos, the people I have come in contact with, it's all up here. It's because somebody skewed you the wrong way. You don't take it on the next person. That's not their fault. It's not their baggage. It's your baggage. Grow up. Figure it out. Get rid of the fucking baggage. Keep the fucking positives. Hold on to the negatives only to give fucking examples to the person that may have the same problem as you. I still have lots of problems, right? But it's all sorted out. I deal with the ones that need to be dealt with when the time comes. I can sit here and fucking, you know, be angry about everything, just like everybody else in the world. I don't need to. When the time comes, I'm prepared. And when it happens, I'll deal with it as necessary. But until then, I don't care. What are they gonna do? Can't take away money. Can't take away my place. Can't take away my cars. Can't take away my job. What are you gonna do? If only I let them, if I let them inside my head and I react off of that, that's where I lose. And I deserve everything that I do lose because I let them win. The same thing with you. Don't let them win. Never be in a position of losing. Always have the upper hand. Always. So I'm going to go over everything one last time. And I want you to understand that everything I say is facts. I don't say anything out of spite. I don't say anything out of arrogance. I say it because I've lived this life. And I know of people that have lived the same type of life or are going through the same problems. And the only answers are the answers that I'm giving to you right now. Stay positive. Perspective. Keep people close to you that have changed your perspective. Right? And even if that person goes out of your life that changes perspective, hold on to the positives. And keep those positives close to your heart. And grow from that. I'm going to throw this, I'm going to finish off by saying, thank you, Dad. Thank you for giving me everything up here that I need. Thank you for being there when I was younger, giving up the things you did. Sorry for me being a fucking shithead. I know you always said, you know, I'm a little bitch for always having fucking feelings. But hey, man, if I didn't have those feelings, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Thank you for thank you for putting me in my place. Thank you for challenging me. Because without that challenge, I'd probably be in the same spot. Just floundering through life, sipping on somebody's couch. Instead of people coming to me asking for a handout. So, to everybody else listening, please take everything I said in this video to heart. Please understand that it's the only way to win. I've done the wagon series, the Build Your Wagon series. You know, I gave you my stories. Now I gave you a deeper insight and telling you that you have to break yourself down. You have to be alone. Break yourself down to the nth degree and start rebuilding yourself and be honest on every level. I promise you, you'll come out a better person. You'll have the best 2022 of your life. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. And I believe in you. Alright. So again, Dad, happy birthday. Enjoy it. See each other, great. If not, it was a good run. Like, subscribe, share. Until next time, peace.